Hello, my name is Tony Berard, and today I'm going to do another video on fighting chess versus dice chess, or dice chess versus fighting chess, as the case may be. I was so appreciative yesterday because I sold a book on Amazon. Somebody bought something, so I was quite pleased, and I was showing all that, and it took away a lot of the time from the dice chess versus fighting chess battle. I had to rush. So I'm going to devote this whole video to that contest again. So here's the, for dice chess, we have a turn scale, and you can increment, decrement, capture, and move for these various points. Each turn is 6 points, except White's first turn is restricted to 3 points to balance the game. And so we'll take a couple of examples here. In dice chess, you can't capture unless you have a power rank that's high enough. The highest power rank is 1, which is a 1, on down to 6, which is 6. So the max power rank is a 1. That's the top rank. Second rank, third rank, fourth rank, fifth rank, sixth rank. And the mobility range, the range of the pieces is the face of the die. And so this can go up to a range of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And so these, the max things is a 6 and a 1. And then the next highest is 5 and 2 in their respective categories. And so it pits the range and the rank against each other on the same die. So this has a range of 2, but it has a power rank of 2. And so this is very powerful. It's more powerful than the 4. And so these two are in a mutually capturable position, except the 4 cannot capture the 2 because the 2's power rank is too high. But the 2 can capture the 4. So if the 2 were to capture the 4, it costs 3 points to move and 2 to occupy the square. So that's 3 plus 2 is 5 for the capture. There'd be 1 point left in a turn, maybe to decrement, let's say. All right, to make it more powerful. So that's how move and capture go together. And increment and decrement, you can't, well, we're not going to allow increment and decrement for the fighting chess battle versus the dice chess battle. So that's our one concession. And the king cube, he does not have any numerical value on any of his faces. So you can't increment him, you cannot decrement him. He's just this force of nature. He can capture anything, and he can be captured by anything. So his power level is a mystery. But his mobility range is restricted to 1. So he can only go here for 3 points. He can go here for 3 more points. So he can move like a knight. He can also move like a 2-square bishop or a rook or whatever. He can go 2 squares in any direction, but it's going to cost him the full turn to do that. So for a full turn, he can be within a 5x5 box. So he's very powerful against the chess pieces. Even a queen is rendered as a minor piece in the presence of the king cube. So, with that said, this is the fighting chess pieces. The fighting chess pieces are like a regular chess set, except the following additions and alterations are possible. So, if they advance 2 squares, they cannot capture straight ahead. But they can capture straight ahead if it's just the individual square straight ahead. So let's say the position was like this. A single square capturing ahead, this rook could be captured. So the fighting chess pawns gain the ability to capture straight ahead. A rook gains the ability to capture like a king. So the rook gets 4 diagonal squares that it can go to. 1 square in any direction. It already had these, so it gains these diagonal new ones. Only 1 square. It can't go capture to here. It can't move to here. It can only move or capture 1 square diagonally. The bishops also capture like a king now, in addition to their normal bishop powers. So they can move and capture 1 square orthogonally on the dark squares here. If it's here, it gets these 4 new squares. So this bishop is not a fighting chess bishop is not condemned to a single square anymore. It can change its color. The fighting knight also captures like a king, in addition to its normal knightly powers, so it gains these 8 squares. So the bishop and rook each gain 4 squares, the knight gains 8 squares. So the knight is very powerful. In fighting chess itself, that makes the rook, the bishop, and the knight all major pieces, because they can all force a checkmate against the lone king. They're still not as powerful as a queen, but they are major pieces now, in the sense that they can force a checkmate in isolation against their bear king, against the opposing bear king with just the help of their own king. That's not true against that guy, though. This guy, because he can move 2 squares in any direction, even the queen is a minor piece. Other things with fighting checkers is the king is no longer inviolate, so you can capture the king. I mentioned this in the last video, but I'll mention it again because it's important. The king being inviolate causes a problem in the game objective, because the game objective is not to capture the opposing king. It's impossible. The king is inviolate. How can you capture something that's inviolate? So they say 1 step back is a checkmate. That is a threat to capture the king that cannot be responded to. And so the fact that it can't capture a king, a checkmate should not be a problem either, because a threat to capture an inviolate king still cannot be carried out. But the rules say that the checkmate is where the game stops. So if you achieve a checkmate, then that's a victory for you in regular chess. Well, I got rid of that problem rule in that the inviolateness of the king has been removed in fighting chess. So now the object of the game is to capture the king, because it's now possible, because the king is no longer inviolate. And if you do achieve a checkmate, it's a real threat to capture the king, so that also ends the game. So you can either capture your opposing king, or you can checkmate your opposing king. I kept capture and passing, didn't alter it in any way. So capture and passing is carried over into fighting chess. Also, since the king is no longer inviolate in fighting chess, you can capture while you're in check. You can you can castle while you're in check. You can castle across the check, and you can even castle into check, since it's not illegal anymore. Of course, your opponent will just capture your king, but you can do it. There's one other rule. Castling. There's 2 problems with stalemate. There's 2 lower level subordinate rules that usurp the game objective rule. One is that you must make a move, and the other one is that the king is inviolate. Those 2 things cannot both be satisfied in certain positions. When that occurs, there's a stalemate. So I've gotten rid of one of those 2 lower level rules. The king is no longer inviolate. The other lower level rule is that you must make a move in chess. Well, in fighting chess, you don't have to make a move. You can pass. And so stalemate is not possible anymore. If a stalemated position arises, the person that can only make a move that endangers his or her king will just pass now. And so now the opposing side, do they have enough power with another turn to bring about a checkmate? Or maybe 5 turns are needed or whatever. If the one side keeps passing, does the other side have enough power to actually bring about a checkmate? That's an open question. It can't be answered in the abstract. So, there it is. So, stalemate's not possible. Also, Zugzwang is the constraint to move. There are positions where you would rather not move, but because you must make a move, sometimes that can damage your position. Zugzwang has cost players pieces and queens, pawns, enough to lose the game. So Zugzwang is it's a bad deal in chess because it forces a player to make a concession in their position, which is something they don't want to do. But they do it anyway because the rules say so, and they play chess anyway. But now there's a better way. Fighting chess, you don't have the constraint to move anymore. It's been removed. You're welcome. And so, without further ado now that I've explained both of these games, we're going to have a dice chess versus fighting chess battle. And I got a little bit more time to carry it out. So we'll play the time-honored pawn to king 4. Now, it can't be blockaded. So if this happens, the cube can be captured. So we shall say it is thusly captured. Then the other guy will capture. Since there's no increment and decrement. Alright, so the power balance is 1 dice for 1 pawn. Even Steven. Alright, so we'll bring out the knight. And this guy will bring up 2. So we'll bring out the other knight. And we will, I guess, threaten that. And we'll bring the 5 up also. Alright. So the question is put to this knight. And that is a 6. That's a powerful piece. Although 2 is just as powerful against the king. But anyway, we'll capture. Recapture with a 2. And then what? I guess the 5 is threatening the other knight. Almost thought that was a free 2 and to say check, but the 5 is here. So the 5, and also the 4. The 4 saves the day, and the 5 saves the day. So we won't be doing that. I guess we'll do this. Alright, black's turn. Guess we'll take the knight. The queen will capture back. Actually, well, I could have captured with the F pawn straight ahead too, so as not to wreck the pawn structure. Alright, so now let's bring this guy up 3 and this guy over 3. Alright, so now it's white's turn. I was thinking about a check here with the queen, but the 2 will just capture it. It's ridiculous how powerful the dice chess pieces are. But they are. So Alright, so we'll do that. Do you see that the fighting chess pieces are doing better than either Fischer random chess, regular chess, and well, it's doing, and actually Tines and Barbs. It's doing better than all those games. So, fighting chess is a more powerful army. And it required this dice chess army to see that. Alright. It is Black's turn. I guess Black will capture the bishop. 2 for a bishop. White will recapture, and I guess the castle is not going to go off. My castle would have been the next turn, but not now. Alright, so now it's Black's turn again. So the queen is threatened. Might just let the queen go. Guess we have to. It's a minor piece anyway. So the 2 will capture. Bishop will capture. Black's turn. One, 2. So that threatens the rook. And also the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's not a checkmate being threatened, but it's a check that's being threatened because the 2 is also threatening you to go to here. So there is a move that parries both those threats because now the rook captures here. Alright. Now it's Black's turn. I guess we'll bring the 4 over and bring the 3 up. So now the bishop is threatened. Black is running out of pieces. White's running out of pieces, rather. Look at this army. I mean, it's just crazy how powerful that is. And the king's just sitting back there. Guys, you handle this. I'll just watch from the distance. They're like, okay, boss, we got this. All right. Oh, the 5 is threatening the king. I think I just moved that up. Yes. Alright, well, we can castle while we're in check, so we're going to castle. Just hope for the best, because the pawn is protecting the bishop, and so is this rook. Alright. So I guess the 2 is going to come here. The bishop will crash into here. We lose the rook. But this is a fighting bishop. So we're going to take out this 5. And then, what else we got? These 3s are piling on this. But I don't have another one. So I guess we'll take the bishop. Now it's White's turn. Of course, White's only got this rook left now. But even so, look at all the stuff it got. Look at all those black dice it captured. So, I mean, it clearly did better than the other games. But now twilight is upon the fighting chess pieces. So let's see. What was the last thing I did? Oh, I think the bishop was captured. So now it's white's turn. Yeah, it's only got a rook left. Jeez. There's nothing to do. Guess we'll put it there because it's a safe square. And yeah, white should resign. So I guess we'll come here for one of the moves. We're going to fix this, adjust. And we'll go here for the second move, protecting the 4. Check. The only way out is to capture with the rook. And then the 3 comes down. And that is a back rank mate. So the 2 could have wiped out these pawns and all that, but why do that when the prize is right there? So there's the victory. And there's still quite a bit of power left. So, I mean, there was no lack of opportunity for the dice chess. They had plenty of power left to checkmate this white king, even if this didn't go down. And yeah, it's all 2s and a single 3, if this 3 wasn't here. But, I mean, none of these pawns do not have a chance to queen. And even if you did queen it, let's look at that. How strong is a queen against the king cube? All right, let's give ourselves the max chance. Yes. It just laughs and goes to the center of the board anyway. So we'll go here, and we'll go up 1. All right. Check. So, a back off. Guess we'll go there. And we'll stand. Pass. Check. Guess we'll go there. Can't go here. Guess we'll stand. If we go here, that stops here. So check. But we have this. And then what? Put the queen here. Check. And the king cube can just run around. Now the queen can't even head off at the pass. The king cube is too fast. So there's no chance of cornering it. So that should show that you cannot checkmate the king cube with the queen. So in the battle, dice chess versus fighting chess, or even regular chess, because the queen's not any different in fighting chess than it is in regular chess, because I made no change to it. So either game, the queen is a minor piece against the king cube. So this just shows you further that, it's just an unfair battle to pit dice chess against any of the other things, because it's so powerful. It's so flexible. It's so maneuverable. It's powerful and it's mobile. It's too fast and it's too powerful for all these other games, even Tines and Barbs. Fighting chess does the best against it, though. Tines and Barbs does the next best. And then chess and Fischer Random are both tied for the least effective against dice chess. So there you have it. Dice chess is the most powerful game of all of these. So you can get dice chess. If you go to www.thegamecrafter.com, let me back up a little bit so you can see the whole thing. Then you can put in their search box dice chess. You can also put in my name, Tony Berard. You'll probably find my games that way too. I have several games on there. Go 12 is one of them. Well, here. Tines and Barbs is not there. Fighting Chess is not there because the Game Crafter site can't make these kinds of pieces. But Fighting Checkers is here. It's got these cube pieces, just these little cubes. And there's stars too. Let me see if I can see a star in the bag. There's one. So when you promote your king cube or your regular checkers, you can turn it into a crown. So there's two kinds of pieces in Fighting Checkers. The cube piece and the star piece. And that's for both black and white. So let's see if I can find a black star piece. Oh, it's in here. There's one. You get 5 of these in the box. Alright. Hybrid requires chess pieces, so that is not possible. But Go 12 is on the Game Crafter site. And Pythagorean Tic-Tac-Toe is on the Game Crafter site. And of course, Dice Chess is on the Game Crafter site. You can also get this deck of cards, the Colors RSP deck of cards. RSP is rock, scissors, paper. There's quite a few games I've devised there. And I got PDF files on the site. And what somebody bought, though, was a book on my rating system. That's called, what is it called? The Performance Rating Algorithm and Tournament App. That's the name of my book on Amazon. I've yet to write a book on this. I will do it someday. I'm busy inventing games, though. I just invented Dice Chess within a month ago. So, Dice Chess is keeping me busy. I've made a whole lot of videos on it now. I think my next video, I'm going to veer away from Dice Chess for a little bit to discuss my rating system. Since somebody bought a book on my rating system, I'm going to promote that a little bit. Unless I get some calls on my group on Facebook. I have a group called Fighting Chess, Fighting Checkers, and Hybrid. If I get requests from members there, hey, make more Dice Chess videos, then I will do more Dice Chess videos. All right, so there it is. I've laid down the gauntlet. You guys decide what I do. All right, this is Tony Berard signing off.